Welcome to your new channel for NFL Imperialism. Woo! Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so here is our map. I got this all freaking figured out for y'all buds. And so yeah. First off, huge shout out to Dean's World. He is who I've been watching do these imperialism videos, and I freaking love them. So I figured, hey, why the hell not do them myself, with little variations and tweaks. Obviously, not here to rip off anyone completely. Also, for the whole power ups, shout out to this dude, Ibozo, sure, on whatever the hell this site is. He had a bunch of these on here, so I got my little, oh yeah, I'll show you guys right here real quick. Boom, look at all those. Anyway, got all those those little thingies from there. All right, so let's get right on into this. First and foremost, we need to figure out what states are going to be home to our power-ups. We're going to start off this episode with 10. We're going to do 10 today, and I've got like almost 25 of them, but we're just going to do 10. Oh, but that was close. First power-up will be going to Oregon. Nebraska, nice, we'll keep it going. Delaware, wherever the hell that is. South Dakota, it looks like. That was close, but we're going to be hitting Nevada there. New Mexico. Good old Kansas. Mississippi. Oklahoma. Kentucky. And on to our wheel of actual power-ups. First one here will be going to Oregon, El Toro. El Toro basically will be giving the state that gets it a true 99 overall running back. Poison's a fun one, but I'll explain that one later. That is going to Nebraska. And good old Prisoner of War. That one, Prisoner of War, is going to Delaware. Energizer will be going to South Dakota. Nevada will be getting Resurrect, it looks like. New Mexico will be getting Juiced. Ballhawk will be going to Kansas. The Gambler, that is another fun one. That's going to Mississippi. What even is there to do in Mississippi other than gamble, honestly? So, true. Mutate. We're getting some good ones today. Mutate to Oklahoma. And our last one here for good old Kentucky is going to be... Oh, please. Yes, that is my favorite one. I can't wait to explain this one when we get to it. All right, y'all. Respinning because obviously I'm stupid and didn't check my list. Nevada obviously has the Raiders, so we're switching Nevada with Maine for the Resurrect power-up. That was so freaking stupid. All right, anyway. All right, y'all. Here is our new and improved map with the power-ups. Obviously, yeah, that was so stupid. I don't know why that list was outdated. I just copy and pasted a list from Google, so that's on me. So Nevada obviously has the Raiders, so the Resurrect power-up went over to Maine instead with an extra wheel spin. But yeah, we got Oregon, a long stretch of teams that are states there with power-ups, and a couple more here scattered about. But that is that. I guess we can go over real quick what power-ups we've got in play here today. We have Ballhawk over in a Kansas. Basically, the starting safeties and top two corners will get a +10 to their coverage stats and some play recognition. Pretty big one there. El Toro already went over. Starting running back will become 99. We got the Energizer today. If a team successfully attacks, they get to go a second time. Gambler is a good one, or a fun one. We spin a wheel every time you successfully attack. Instead of stealing one player from that team, you'll get an option of stealing 2 to 3, but you might end up with 0, or you might lose your top player instead. So that's a pretty big one there. Down to Juiced. You immediately get to go 2 more times, obviously assuming that you won your attack. Mutate. Every time you expand or attack and win, a different player from your team gets a +5 to the overall. So that can get pretty out of control. Poison. Whenever you attack, the opponent's starting quarterback will get a -10 to their awareness and throwing power. So that one's pretty interesting. Prisoner of War. This is a pretty common one with others. Whenever you attack, you steal a player from that team and you get to use it against them. If you win, that is the player that you end up stealing. Obviously, if you lose, the player goes back to their team. And Resurrect. If you die, you are resurrected when we hit the final 5 teams. If we're already in the final 5 and you lose, obviously nothing will happen. If the Resurrect ability hasn't been picked up once we hit the final 5 teams, it will just disappear. And I think the last one we have today is Russian Roulette. This is one of my favorite ones. Whenever you attack or expand, you spin a wheel. It will have 6 different slots. One being you lose a player. The others, you get to gain a player. And this is on top of already gaining a player for expanding. And this will take effect immediately. Basically, if you win a player, if you get the player, you now have a bigger odd of losing the player next time around. It'll make more sense if we get that one. I hope we do, because that's one of my favorite ones that I came up with. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this. As far as points go, we will keep track of points for this entire Imperialism series that will be going on the channel. I plan on doing a lot of these. I have a lot of ideas. A lot more self-explanatory. I feel like Dean's World, he does a lot of different things with points. For me, however, it will be quite simply, if you win the Imperialism episode, you get 20 points. Every battle you win, +10. Every battle you lose, -10. So pretty straight up. He does give points for expansions and for surviving a round, but I am not going to include that because I think there's a lot of teams that kind of get away with bonus points just because of their location, such as strictly looking at this team right here. I'm sick of giving you free points. That will not be happening under my watch. All right, let's get down into it. First team today to battle it out. We will be starting off with the Atlanta Falcons. Will be going first. They will be attacking in the southeast direction. So we've got the Falcons. They'll be going down into Jacksonville. Let's get on to it, baby. All right, these are regular rosters, just the most updated from Madden on Madden 25. So nothing crazy. I guess maybe in future episodes I can go and try and find a more updated free agency one. I'm sure there's someone that's got one put together at this point. But for today's sake, episode 1, we're just going with the OG rosters. Super Sim. We're going to jump towards the end of the game and see how this goes. First quarter, 7-0 Jags, 7-3. So Atlanta will come away with the win as expected. And they will win this game 28-24. And they will be stealing a player from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Falcons will get a boost to their line with Josh Allen. Looks like we're going to see the Patriots. And which way will they be going today? Patriots will be tacking south. which is going to bring them to the Giants. Well, this will be probably a pretty boring one to watch, but let's see how it goes. I think this is going to be one of the most boring games that we probably have to watch today. All right, starting off first quarter. Looks like the Giants will take the lead first with 3-0. Patriots will come back, and this is going back and forth, actually. There's actually more points than expected, but not a lot of touchdowns. As we get into the second half, it's 12-7 Giants, 19-7. And, okay, we're getting close here. The Giants have the lead 22-14 with a minute and a half left in the game. They currently do have the ball, and it will finish out 22-14. All right, we've got some changes to the map, more on the eastern side here. We'll see if we can get something going on the other side of the map now. But first and foremost, almost forgot, we got to take a player from the Patriots and add him to the Giant squad. Don't know if there's going to be a lot of talent there to move around, but we'll see what we can get. Only makes sense that they take the best player from the team, and that will be Christian Gonzalez. That will probably be a great add for the Giants, as I'm sure they don't have much going on anywhere on their roster. Looks like we'll be heading over to the west like I expected, and we'll be going to my beautiful Seattle Seahawks. They will be expanding, but which direction are they going to go? Seattle will be expanding to the east, straight into Idaho. Between the Jags and the Patriots, looks like they'll be getting linebacker, however the hell you say that. Next up, we'll probably be seeing the Giants again, but this time they'll be the ones on the attack. And what direction will they be going? The Giants will be heading northeast and be claiming some new territory. They'll be getting, which one is that, Vermont? And they will get an upgrade at tight end with Evan Ingram, who will be heading back to his beloved state where he loved being there so much. And the Giants just can't get off the wheel. They'll be going again. What is going on here? They are determined to win this thing. This time they will be heading northwest. Northwest would actually be going to the Jets, so they're going to be taking on the Jets. All right, Battle of New York. We got Giants versus the Jets. Let's get into this thing. So yeah, Jets are going to win this one 13-7. And with that win, the Jets will take over a good portion of that upper corner of the map, as well as take the best player that will do them service. Lawrence is one of the best players in the game at that position, and he's young. He's got an X factor, so let's just go ahead and do that. And it looks like we'll be going to Indianapolis with the Colts. We're getting some high quality games here. They'll be attacking to the southwest, or east-west, or southeast. Holy hell! And that will be our first upgrade. Good old Russian roulette. All right, so here is the wheel for good old Russian roulette. First and foremost, let's go ahead and give Indianapolis an upgrade here. Colts will go ahead and sign Christian Gonzalez. That seems like the best bet here. And now for their wheel spin. They get one immediately for the expansion that they just got. And they will get to gain another player. We'll go ahead and remove that one instance, and the odds will get worse for them as they continue to expand and attack. But that doesn't stop them from adding another player right now, who is going to most likely be on the O-line, if I correct. They will be getting Andrew Thomas at left tackle. Next up is most likely going to be the Arizona Cardinals. Will they be attacking or expanding? That looks like that might be an expansion to the north for Arizona. Yes, it is. They'll be going to Utah, taking over that wasteland. The Cardinals will go ahead and add Brian Burns to their roster. Looks like we'll now be seeing Dallas or Denver. Denver will be up next. This is probably going to be another expansion, but we'll see real quick here. No, it might not be so. They'll be heading southwest with a battle against the Cardinals. All right, the Broncos do have an overall advantage, but they'll be taking on the new and improved Cardinals in Cardinal Stadium. We'll see how this goes. All right, Arizona will take the lead first, but Denver quickly responds with a touchdown. It's now 14-3. They scored twice, heading into halftime, 14-3 still. Getting into the fourth quarter, still going to be 14-3, 14-6. 21-6. I don't think we're going to be stopping this one. And yep, Denver will win this one 21-6. Didn't really have much doubt, but you can hope. The Cardinals expanded, they improved, but it was short-lived as Denver will be taking over their territory. Let's go ahead and give them an upgrade on their team and get going to the next round here. Broncos will take Buda Baker. Next up, we'll be seeing the Bears. All right, where will they be going? Don't know if they have many options as far as expansions. I think they're going to be battling someone here. The Bears will actually be expanding into good old Iowa. And the Bears will go ahead and take one of the top tight ends in the game and Trey McBride. Looks like we're going to have the Falcons just cross over to Baltimore. Baltimore will be heading straight west basically, and they'll go ahead and expand to West Virginia. And the Ravens will only get stronger. They will go ahead and sign Brian Birds to their defense. Cincinnati, and they'll be heading towards the Northeast, which means they're going to be actually attacking Baltimore. And a good divisional matchup between Cincinnati and Baltimore. Let's see what happens. Quarter one, Baltimore takes an early 14-7 lead. Getting close to halftime, 17-7. Baltimore getting down here, 10-17. They score again. Baltimore returns with more points of their own, 24-10, 24-17. Cincinnati came in close there with near the end, 17-24. Baltimore will take the win. All right. Quick little view of the map here. Things are slowly changing. Still got a lot of open land and power-ups here in the middle of the U.S. Is anyone going to take advantage of that? Cincy, you have been removed, and we'll get another spin going here. It looks like we're going to be seeing Dallas. Or, nope, it's going to be Denver again. What is Denver going to be up to this time around? They're going to be most likely expanding to the east. That is going to be another power up. This time they're going to be getting poison. So from now on, whenever Denver attacks, their opposing quarterback is actually going to have a negative or a -10 to their awareness and throwing power. So that's going to be quite substantial. The Broncos will be adding linebacker Bobby to their team. We're going to be seeing Atlanta again, or are we going to be stuck there with Washington? All right, Washington Commanders. You don't have many options here, but you can narrowly escape if you go southwest. They will be doing the exact opposite and be taking on Baltimore head on. I respect it. Baltimore gets the ball first. They don't score. This is 0-0 heading into the second quarter. Baltimore finally scores 7-0. Washington responds quickly. 7-7, 7-10 Baltimore head into the half. 17-7 Baltimore. 17-10. 24-10, 31-10, and this has gotten out of hand. 34-10 will be the final score. Baltimore takes down Washington. And, despite how good the Ravens are, they actually do have quite a few different places they could use an upgrade, especially on the offensive line. But the best player available is Jamar Chase, and they could definitely use a wide receiver. So we'll go ahead and give the Ravens Jamar Chase. And that's going to be quite scary in the future for whoever faces them next. But let's move on to the next team. And next up, we are going to have the LA Chargers. All right. And they are going to be attacking too. And they'll be heading up north now to take on... Ooh. That's more north than northwest. So they're going to be taking on the Raiders. All right. The Chargers definitely have the overall advantage, but that does not always matter, especially in Sim. Starting off here, we're going to be 3-0. Chargers take the first lead, but the Raiders do come back to score, but it doesn't matter because the Chargers respond. It is now 10-10 heading into halftime. Chargers score first, 17-10, 17-13, 20-13. Chargers, yep, they finished that one out. Looked like they had the ball there at the end, and they drained out the clock to win 20-13. And for their win, the Chargers will pick up Max Crosby. And it looks like we might be seeing the New Orleans Saints. Now, that's a team that could use Max Crosby, but we'll see what they do here. Or Joe Burrow, sorry. They'll be heading south. That's not really an option for them. We'll spin that one more time. This time they're going northeast, and that might be an expansion. That is an expansion. They're actually going to be getting the Gambler. So we'll go ahead and give them their expansion player, and Joe Burrow has just landed on a new team. And a quick little recap for what the Gambler does. This team is going to spin a wheel every time they successfully attack. They get to steal 2 or 3 players, but they might also end up having to lose a player and or not get anything. Next team. Looks like we're going to be going over to Pittsburgh, and they will be attacking towards the southeast. Right into Baltimore. That is not where you want to be going right now, but that was not my decision. All right, starting out strong, we've got Pittsburgh scores first, but Baltimore quickly responds. 10-7 Pittsburgh, 10-10. Halfway through the second half, 13-10, 17-10. Oh my goodness, now this is what I'm talking about. This is a close game. Let's see where we're at. Russ is trying to up his team, but it's not working. Russ, you're a little old. Everyone thinks you're corny. We'll see you have what you got as far as magic left in the tank here. That clock is ticking. You got 2 timeouts. I don't know what's going on here. Perfect clock management here from the Steelers. And wow, that was a big runoff. We're down to 5 seconds. This is the last play of the game, and that I do not expect anything to happen here. Well, we nearly threw an interception, and that's how the game is going to end. 17-15. Baltimore will sneak out a victory there, but it was closer than expected. All right, it was a valiant effort for the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, but the Baltimore Ravens were the better team, and they did come out on top. And the rich will get richer as the Ravens will take T.J. Watt. Looks like we're going to be going back to L.A. This time it will be the Rams who will be starting things off here, and they will be going towards the north to take on San Fran 49ers. 49ers start with the ball. They do score a touchdown right away, and they get the ball back. Rams said no that time. They tied it up at 7-7. They take the lead 14-7 going into the halftime. Third quarter goes without much, but 3 points by the Rams is now 21-13, 24-13. And it's going to be probably a little too late. And Fred Warner is going to be a major upgrade there. All right, next up we've got the Green Bay Packers. And they will be heading northwest to take on the Vikings. And yeah, this one really wasn't that close. The score will tell you otherwise, but the Vikings jumped out to a 3-touchdown lead and had a 2-score lead throughout most of the game until the very end there. So that one really wasn't that close. And just like that, the Vikings get a big boost to their O-line, taking 99 overall Trent Williams. We'll be heading back to the same general area this time with the Chicago Bears, it looks like. And they will be heading southeast, taking on the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm not expecting too much interesting here, but we'll see what happens. And then a game that started out slow, things started picking up there in the second half, but it was too late for the Bears as the Colts jumped out ahead early, and they maintained that lead throughout the rest of the game, finishing with a win of 31-24. And the Colts will continue to add players as they now get Trey McBride from the Bears. We will now move on to the Kansas City Chiefs. And they will be going straight west pretty much to take... Oh, they're going to get the Ball Hawk upgrade. That's pretty substantial for them. That's not good for everyone else. Okay, that took forever as I had to reboot the Xbox, but the Chiefs defense just got a lot better as they added Joey Bosa from, Nick Bosa from the expansion, and Ball Hawk improved their secondary significantly. Next up, we'll be seeing the Buffalo Bills, and they will be going this little southwest. We're going to call that... Buffalo's more over here, so they're definitely going down towards the Eagles, we'll say. So this will be a test of powerhouses. One of the better games that we have had today. We'll see what happens here. Anything can happen with Josh Allen behind the Bills, except for a victory over the Chiefs in overtime. It's here. Starting off early, the Eagles score first 7-0. The Bills respond with a touchdown of their own. 10-7 Eagles, 14-10 going into the halftime. The Bills look like they're going to score again. Oh, yeah, this is a good one here. Just before midfield, 1st and 10. Josh Allen with the ball here, so he's about to hike it. And that's a pass across the middle, and that is caught. Wow. That was quite the hit. Number 10, whoever the heck that was, held on. Shakir. He has had a big game for them so far, it looks. Let's get into the next play here, guys. 1st and 10, just past the 40 in Eagle territory now. And that clock is going down. Another pass, and that is going to be deflected by Mitchell. That will stop the clock, which is good for the Eagles probably at this point, as the Bills look like they're already near scoring position, and they're going to at least tie the game unless something drastically wrong happens. All right, 2nd and 10 from the 39. Allen back in the shotgun. Cook going out towards the right. Oh, look. Pass there. They're definitely in field goal position now, so they're definitely going to be looking to at least tie this game, but they're going to be at 3rd and 5 with under a minute left to go here by the time they get back up to that line. Clock is running. Big shot down the field. He was going for a touchdown, but Mitchell is going to break that up. That could have been intercepted. But Mitch did not even want to try to catch that fastball. 4th and 5. Field goal unit will come out and try and tie this game up. Tyler Bass, what do you got today? Well, let me tell you, bud. I've got a nice big bass for you. We're going to tie this game up. Wait, he missed it? That looked like he made it. Dude, I swear the ball went through the upright. That's crazy. Well, that's probably going to be game. A single 1st down here, and that's game. All right, well, that's game, bud. That's game, bud, right there. And with that, the Eagles are going to make one of the biggest changes in the game by taking Josh Allen from the Bills to be their new starting quarterback. Believe it or not, Jalen Hurts is only an 87 in this game, and Josh Allen is a hard 98, almost a 99, and by far the Bills' best player. So that is what's going to be happening today. All right. A lot of green going on over in this corner of the map, but we'll see what happens next here as we move to the next team. And we're going to be going back to the Falcons, who we started off this whole thing with, it looks like. And this time, they will be going northwest. And that is going to be another expansion, I believe. Yep, the Falcons will be taking the best player available right now, and that is George Kittle. That will be almost 20 improvement, overall improvement on their tight end position there. So that will be big for Michael Penix Jr. whenever they decide to fight again. But that is not today as we move on to the next spin here. This time we're going to land on Tampa. That's going to be closer towards Miami. All right, here we are. Tampa Bay versus Miami. Who's going to be the last Florida team remaining? All right, getting into it. The first team to score is going to be Tampa with a touchdown. Miami answers back, but Tampa takes the lead again before half. But that game is quickly tied up again. We keep going back and forth, 24-17, 24-24. Tampa, we're in overtime for the first time, and Tampa just got a game-winning touchdown before I could end it or jump back in, but that is going to be the end of the game. And Tampa will be taking Jalen Ramsey up to Tampa Bay. Looks like the Denver Broncos are finally going to be moving on somewhere else. Will they finally be using their power up today? Or will they continue to expand? Oh, they're definitely going to attack. They are heading towards LA. So Herbert is going to be getting poisoned. And Herbert went all the way down from 86 to a 78 from that poison. We'll see what this does to the game. LA will still score first, 7-0, 7-3 now. They take it up to 10. It's now 10-10 going into half, 17-10. Quick score before halftime. Chargers are still up 17-16, 20-16. Denver just scored a late game touchdown. The Chargers scored to tie it, and it is now into overtime. Let's jump in and see what happens here. I don't know if LA already had the ball or not, but Denver is on the 5, about getting ready to score. Mixes in the back, throws it into the end zone, and that is a touchdown. Is that game? All right, Herbert throws it. They get a first down. They are marching down the field right now. Let's jump back in as they are getting close to scoring position. Wow. Yeah, LA is marching down for it now. The poison doesn't seem to have affected Herbert too much. He's throwing for nearly 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. He does have 1 pick. But they are marching down the field right now. All right, open backfield, empty backfield, sorry. Shotgun. Herbert's throwing. This looks like it might be going towards the end zone. If he's not sacked, he's running up the field right now. He gets down to the 6, 2nd and 5. All right, out to the flat. That went nowhere. They lost yards on that one. Herbert, don't you want the 300 yards, man? Come on now. What is this? 2 more shots for that end zone unless they somehow get a first down. And he's gonna get sacked. All right, empty backfield, shotgun. Herbert got 3 to the left, 2 to the right. From the 11, he's getting ran out, and he is sacked. That will be the game. And then Broncos, the linebacking group, will continue to get stronger as they add Max Crosby to their team. All right, this wheel's going to spin as I go to the restroom. Ooh, the Eagles. All right. There's another powerhouse. Let's see what they're going to do. The Eagles will be heading northeast. I honestly don't know what that's going to do. Oh, all right. They're going to attack the Jets. Let's do this. All right. Eagles score first, 7-0. Not surprising. They score second, 14-0. It is going to be 14-7, 21-7 into the halftime, 21-14, 28-14, 28-21, 35-21 Eagles, and that is going to finish it out. It started to get a little interesting. If it was a one-score game in the end there, we would have checked in, but the Eagles do come out on top and are just going to be a freaking powerhouse as this game moves on. The Eagles will get Williams at D tackle. Or sorry, Dexter Lawrence. That's insane. We are going to be going to the Carolina Panthers for the first time today. Let's see what they can get up to. They would be best off with the expansion. Not sure that's what's going to happen here as they head northwest. And they will get the expansion into Virginia. So that will work out for them. As for what they need, don't know if they can be too picky. So we're going to give Bryce Young a nice new weapon to throw to. We're going back to the Eagles. They're going to start pounding people out here. Let's see what they got. They could technically expand if they head towards the north in any capacity, which is what they're going to do. They're going to be going northeast. All right, new player for the Eagles. They do not need a running back, but they could take a corner. So that's who they're going to get. Sauce Gardner to the Eagles. Absolutely ridiculous, but it is what it is. The Cleveland Browns. They are going to head southwest. Yeah, I feel like that goes through Baltimore. All right, sorry Browns, but you aren't getting lucky today. Though, no, there it goes. It's starting. It's closer than expected. 17-6, 20-6 in the fourth quarter, 27-6, 27-13. Almost a 30-point upgrade at that position. So the Ravens defense gets a huge boost as they get Myles Garrett from the Browns, and the rest of their top players hit the open market. Looks like we're going to be seeing the Vikings again. It's been a while, but welcome back to the game. The Vikings will be heading northwest, which is going to give them an expansion. They're going to get Christian McCaffrey. Dallas Cowboys, for the first time, have entered the chat. And they're going to be going northwest and get an expansion with a power-up. I believe that's the juiced power-up, which is going to allow them to immediately go 2 more times. Some big opportunities here. Let's see if they maximize it. They're going northeast. That might be another power-up. Actually, it is. They just got Mutate. Mutate is going to, each time they expand or attack, a different player from the team receives a +5 to the overall. So we're going to upgrade one of their players right now. CD is now a 99. Zach Martin is going to go up to a 97. And they do have to spin one more time to see what exactly they're going to do. And they're going to be attacking their friends in Texas, the Houston Texans. And they also do get a free agent from their expansion. So let's do that real quick. They are going to get Scary Terry. So they also got Derwin James. All right, the Cowboys are looking a lot better than they did before. We'll see if that will help them as they take on the Texans. All right, let's start zooming through this. Texans score first quickly. They jump out to a 14-0. They're now 21-7, 21-10 going into the halftime. 28-10 right before halftime. 35-10. Texans are stomping the Cowboys right now. 42-17, 24. The Cowboys tried to make it close at the end, but it really wasn't close throughout most of that entire game. The Texans curb stomped the Cowboys 42-31. All right, next spin. Back to the Falcons. They've been sneaky most of the game. I don't think they can hide this time. They have a chance to expand if they go to the northeast. But nope, they're going to go down and try and conquer the rest of Florida. All right. Tampa starts out the game with a touchdown. Lead 7-0 at this point. 14-0, 21-0 Tampa heading into the half. Atlanta does get a field goal and a touchdown to come bring it closer. 24-13 Tampa. And we are 24-21 with a little under 2 minutes to go at this point. Tampa's going to look to put up more than 3 points here to try and put this game on ice. All right, 24-21 Tampa, 3rd and 13. They're in field goal range at this point. If Atlanta can hold them to a field goal, that will go a long way to giving them a shot to steal this win. Baker in the backfield. Shotgun with Bucky Irving. Another handoff. They're trying to run the clock, and he might get a first down here. Nope, he is going to be just short. 4th and 2. Atlanta uses their last timeout. And it is going to be down to a field goal to put this game at, they're going to be up 6 if they make this. Come on, hurry up. They are going to go for it. So if they get a first down here, that's going to be game. Wow. Running play right up the middle. If they get the first down, and that is going to pretty much seal the game. Tampa went for it on 4th down. They were already in field goal range, but they opted to try and steal the game there with the first down, and they did. So Atlanta heads down into Florida to try and steal the rest of Florida from the Bucs, but they said fat chance. And they will claim all of Atlanta's territory. and eliminate them from the game. All right, next up, we're going to have Carolina. And they will be headed southwest to get an expansion as they narrowly escape any other conflict. Not going to quite hit Seattle, it looks like. I was kind of hoping we would, but we're going to go back to the juggernaut of the Eagles, and they're going to start doing some more damage. Straight east, that might be an expansion. Yep, they are going to get an expansion to New Jersey. And the Eagles are going to get George Kittle. Looks like we're going to hit on the Saints this time. The Saints are going to... The Saints are going to be going to the Bucks. They do have a gambler pick power up. If they successfully defeat the Bucks here, they're going to get to potentially steal up to 3 players. All right, starting things off, Tampa will start with 7. Saints will return with 3 and another 7 to go up. Tampa ties it at 10-10 at half. New Orleans takes the lead 17-10, 20-10. Tampa returns with a 7 and tie it back up at 20. We're in overtime right now. Tampa is going to finish it out with a touchdown and overtime, winning the game 26-20. All right, just a little quick overview here. Here's our map right now. It has changed quite a bit over the course so far, but we still got over 10 teams remaining. A number of power-ups still available. As far as the free agent market, we've got a lot of big names on here right now, but we'll see what happens. Down to 13 teams. We are going to be seeing a new team, it looks like, maybe. Nope, we're going back to the Houston Texans, and they are going to be attempting to expand to the west. They're going to be clashing with one of the bigger powerhouses, I'd say, as of right now, the Broncos. But yeah, guys, I know I've made mistakes today so far. I'm pretty sure I've accidentally given or not given players. I'm pretty sure I've accidentally given players to teams that successfully defended. I'm not really sure how I want to do that yet. I'm still trying to figure some of this stuff out. So bear with me. I'm doing the best I can. But let's see how this goes here. And things will only get better as I do this more and as I figure out how I want to do things and how I want to keep track of stuff. So, but overall, I've been having fun. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this so far. Let's keep it going. Houston attacking Denver. Denver's been pretty tough today, but Houston is going to jump out to a 10-0 lead. Denver returns with a touchdown before half, 10-7 Houston, 13-7 into the fourth quarter, and 16-7. That's going to be the ending score. Texans take out the Broncos and get to add to their team. Stroud didn't even do too much, to be honest. 100% completion percentage. What am I saying? He didn't do much. What the heck? I've never seen that. 19 for 19. 190 yards, 1 touchdown. That's nuts. Pat Surtain, pair him with Derek Stingley. That'd be pretty nasty. Yeah, why not? That's crazy. That's a big one off the board. The LA Rams. I thought we were going to get the Chiefs again finally, but we're going to go to the Pacific North. We're going to go to the West Coast. And this might be an expansion. The Rams are going to expand into Oregon and get a monster power up, in my opinion. They are going to get El Toro. Is it Kyren Williams? Is that their main back right now? He is going to become a true 99 overall running back, and they get to add a player. We're going to be giving them Zach Martin to shore up that line. We're going to get Seattle Depend on they Seattle, I need you to expand to the east, please. I would appreciate it. Nope, they're going to go right for LA. Beautiful. Well, this will be quick. All right, let's go. Let's see how this goes. This is for Kyron Williams, basically. LA starts off with 7 of their own. Seattle returns to tie it up, but LA scores another 7. Seattle answers quickly, 14-14 at halftime. Into the fourth quarter, 21-14 LA. Seattle ties it up, and Rams somehow walk it off at the very end. Holy shit. They scored a touchdown there in like the last 5 seconds. We gotta see what happened there. That's nuts. That's the ending I was expecting, but holy cow. An 82-yard run by Blake Corum on 3rd and 18. Field is narrowing. Next game. What do we got today? We're going to go to the Ravens. They're scary. They're going to be attacking. Which direction, though? North, slightly northeast. That would be straight into Philly. A completely even matchup, 88 on both sides. Philly starts off with a score, 14-0 Philly in the first quarter. Baltimore returns, but Philly responds right away, 21-7 into the half. 24-7 going into the fourth quarter. It's going to be 24-21. Fast scores on both sides. And as much as Baltimore wanted to make that game close, they were down by 10 in the final minutes and ended up losing by 3. 31-28. Philly will hold on to their land. All right, we're down to the final 10 teams. Who is going to go first? Looks like it's going to be the Tennessee Titans. This is the first time we've seen them all day. What are they going to be up to? They're going to go to the southwest, and they're going to be attacking the Buccaneers. I'm going to tell you right now, don't think you're going to win this one, but we'll see what happens here. All right, Tennessee at Tampa. Let's get this one over with. Tennessee starts off with 7, surprisingly. Tampa does respond, but Tennessee gets it to, it's going to be 14-10 going into halftime. Tampa Bay at the lead. Fourth quarter, 17-10 Tampa. 13 by Tennessee now. And yep, it will end 17-13 Tampa. Indianapolis, they're finally going to do something here. They do have Russian roulette. All right, where are they going to go first and foremost? They're going to go southeast. I'm going to say it's the Panthers. Now you get to spin the wheel. You're going to get to add another player. You're now going to get CeeDee Lamb. End the game. Indy will score first. They're going to go up 10-0. Carolina will return with some points of their own. Going into the half, it's going to be 17-14 Indianapolis. Indy scores again twice in a row. They're up to 31-14, going towards the end of the game, 38-14, and that game got out of hand fast. The Indianapolis Colts will end up winning 38-14, shutting out the Panthers in the second half. From the Panthers, they're going to get Micah Parsons. We have still yet to see Detroit at all in this game. And crazy enough, they could still win because they're just that good of a team. We're going to be going back to Philly, and this could be a clash with the new and improved Colts. Or a potential expansion. There are still plenty of expansions up there. They're going southeast, sorry. Yeah, they're going to get Prisoner of War, which is insane for them to be getting, but okay. The Eagles are already stacked, and they're going to get even more stacked with Jesse Bates, I think, is who will give them. Prisoner of War, pretty self-explanatory. Whenever they attack, they get to steal a player from the team they're attacking and use them against them during the game. If they win the game, they keep the player as their expansion player. If they lose, obviously the player goes back to the team. Philly again. Are they going to continue to expand and just get richer, or are they going to do something here? No, this is going to be an attack. They're going to be attacking the Colts. Okay, I fixed my mistake. We'll see if it affects the score. I kind of expect that it will, but you never know. Philly's up 7-0, 14-0. Indianapolis does respond back, but Philly responds again. 28-7, 28-14, 35-14 Eagles. Yeah, this is not even close anymore. It's actually kind of surprising how... I mean, that just goes to holy shit. That just goes to show how important the power-ups really are. Because the Colts did somehow pull off that win before, but the Eagles had that prisoner of war power-up. And I forgot about it, so I had to replay the game, and they just thumped the Colts this time. Josh Allen threw 6 touchdowns. And how many of those went to CeeDee Lamb? CeeDee Lamb torched the Colts. Holy cow. That's actually insane. Wow. I didn't even think he was going to be a big upgrade for them because they have other really good receivers. Wow, that's actually absolutely insane. That changed everything. That was absolutely crazy. All right, so time to just go release some players from the Colts. The Eagles get to keep CeeDee Lamb. The Colts are gone. They were a sneaky good team. But who is next? Looks like it's going to be the Rams. They're pretty decent too. We'll see what they're up to. Okay. Southeast. Attack the Texans. Watch the Lions make it all the way down to the very end against the Eagles or something. And without a single expansion, watch them win. That would be absolutely crazy. Alright. Let's sim down to the end of this one. I don't expect a whole lot out of this. I mean, they're close overall, so you never know. 21-7 Rams at half. 28-14 Rams into the fourth quarter. 35-14, 35-21, 35-28. Texans made it look close at the end, but in reality, it really wasn't that close throughout most of the game. LA controlled that game throughout, and they will come away with a victory. And they're going to get an expansion player from the Texans and take over a majority of the map. Laremy Tunsil is going to go to the Rams. All right, let's keep it going. Looks like it's going to finally be the Chiefs' turn again. What are they going to do? They can expand, but they're not going to. They're going to attack the Rams. But let's skip ahead here. The Rams start out strong, scoring 14 straight to start the game. The Chiefs respond with 7 of their own. The Rams go up 21-7 at the half. 21-10, 28-10, 28-17. Into the fourth quarter, Rams are up. But the Chiefs score again. Oh my goodness, the Rams actually upset the Chiefs. And just like that, the Chiefs are gone. Next team. The Rams are going to go again. They can expand. If they go northeast, they'll get to expand. I mean, that's 3 spins in a row. We're going to give them Montana or Wyoming. I don't give a crap. That's 3 spins in a row. I'm not going to keep spinning. The Rams are going to get Chris Jones. Looks like this is going to be the Vikings. Haven't seen them in a hot minute. What are they going to do? They're going to go southwest. That's going to be the Eagles. All right, starting things off, Philly will score quick to make it 7-0, 14-0. It is going to be 21-0 Philly at the half. They go up 28-0. Are the Vikings going to put anything on the board? Philly will shut out the Minnesota Vikings 28-0. And just like that, we are down to 4 teams. All right, this time they're going to head down towards Tampa. Oh, the Eagles do technically get prisoner of war. I almost forgot about that. From the Buccaneers, they are going to take Tristan Wirfs from that left tackle. Tampa does score first, making it 7-0, but Philly responds right away, tying it up. Into the second quarter, it's 14-7 Philly, 17-7 at half, 24-7, 31-7. They're now running away with things. Tampa tries to make it close, adding another score, but it's going to be 38-13 when everything is said and done. This was not even close. We are now down to our final three teams. Here's the map. Detroit has somehow avoided the wheel and any sort of interaction with others. They are being lonely up there in Detroit, but that is eventually going to have to change. We are down to the final three teams. Let's see what happens here. Wheel spin number 1. It looks like it's going to be the Rams. That is going to be closer to an east. We're going to say that they're attacking the Eagles. Let's see what happens here. Philly will start things out with a score. LA ties it up, but Philly scores again. And again, it's now 21-7, 28-7 going into the half. Philly, things are not really turning around at all. 38-14, 20-38. And that's going to be the final score. Philly cruises through LA. And I don't really know how it's possible, but somehow Detroit has made it all the way down to the final game, and they haven't done a single thing. We're going to spin the wheel one time to see who is attacking who. But this is going to be the final game right here. No more expansions. Philly will be attacking Detroit. Somehow Detroit has not been landed on once this entire game. But they could not avoid their fate any longer. Will they somehow pull off the upset? They are a stacked team, but they're going against arguably the most stacked team in the league. Let's take a final look at these rosters real quick. Philly will get the prisoner of war against Detroit. So let's start with the Lions roster here. They do have Amon-Ra St. Brown and Penei Sewell. The Eagles do not need receivers, so they will take the offensive line help. And they're going to have the most disgusting offensive line I've ever seen. All right, here's the Eagles' current lineup. Josh Allen at quarterback, Saquon at running back. Wide receivers, they got CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. George Kittle at tight end. Left tackle, Tristan Wirfs. Left guard, Penei Sewell. Center, Jordan Mailata. Left guard, Landon Dickerson, and Lane Johnson at right tackle. That offensive line is disgusting. Jalen Carter at the left end. Milton, Dexter Lawrence, Nolan Smith, Zach Bond, Josh Sweat, Sauce Gardner, Darius Slay, and Mitchell with DeJean at corners. Jesse Bates and Gardner Johnson at safety. That team is just absolutely stacked. Lions have done absolutely nothing today, but they are still no slouch. They've got Jared Goff, Gibbs, St. Brown, and J-Mo with Laporta. Their offensive line did take a hit, but they still got Taylor Decker, Glasgow, Ragnow, Zietler, and right tackle is where they're going to be suffering a little bit. They still got just Aiden Hutchinson, Zadarius Smith, DJ Reader, Rodriguez, Campbell, Alonzo, Carlton Davis, Corey Joseph, and Brian Branch. So the Eagles are definitely the more stacked, better team. But anything can happen. Who knows, man? Maybe the Lions got MMG over here playing for them. They could pull things off. The Lions overall did take a big hit. The Eagles were at a 91. The Lions, I think, were at a 91. The Lions will start out with 3 points. Philly will not respond. They do eventually respond with 7, but Detroit responds back. It's now 10-10, 17-10 at half. Tied up 17-17 by the Eagles. Detroit has the ball. They score, make it 20-17. We're in the fourth quarter. 23-17, 24-23. Holy mother of freaking... What did I tell you? I literally just told you. MMG is over here playing for the Lions right now. They made it to the Super Bowl. They made it to the end of this. He somehow was on their wavelength and was like, I'm going to hack into this, man. He took over and somehow pulled off that amazing upset. The Lions have avoided the wheel the entire game. They weren't landed on a single time. They weren't ever attacked by anyone. They just sat there in the corner of the map their entire game and somehow make it to the very end. They are attacked by the Eagles, who are freaking stacked. They even have prisoner of war upgrade and stole one of the Lions players. And the Lions still somehow won at the very end. They were winning throughout the game. The Eagles took the lead at the end, and with like less than a minute left, the Lions still came back and won. That is absolutely insane. 2 field goals by Detroit. Saquon gets a touchdown at the very end. Less than a minute. There's a minute left in the game. He scores a touchdown. They take the lead. Detroit marches down and kicks a game-winning field goal with 11 seconds left. That is absolutely insane. All right, this is it right here. Detroit kicks a field goal with 3 minutes, and then Philly gets the ball back with 2:51 left. A pass to A.J. Brown, back-to-back for 31 yards. CeeDee Lamb for 15 yards. George Kittle for 13 yards. CeeDee Lamb for another 12 yards. And then Saquon punches it in with a 3-yard touchdown. There's a minute 8 left. Detroit gets the ball with a minute 5 left. Pass to Patrick for 26 yards. 0 yards. 6 yards. 3rd and 4. Pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown for 17. 25 seconds left. Thrown away. A kick for 38 yards for a field goal to take the lead. Well, there we have it, guys. That is it. Detroit, despite all the odds, they have won the very first episode of Imperialism here on MocKristmas Gaming. I know there were some miss-ups there. It was a little bit of a struggle a couple times there, but we got through it. Please cut me a little bit of slack. This is my first time doing this. There's a lot of moving parts to it. But if you enjoyed this, make sure to give the video a like. Make sure to subscribe. I've got a lot more coming. I've got a lot of really cool, crazy ideas. I just wanted to kind of keep it as simple as I kind of could with it being the first time, but I've got a lot of crazy stuff coming. If you have any tips or suggestions, anything you would like to see specifically, make sure to leave a comment. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Here's the updated points for all the teams, and we'll see you next time. Bye.